24/7 Sports talked to a few more coaches and GMs across the country, and here's what they threw out. The programs at the top are going to be able to sign 105 good players, you'd think. Maybe not 105, but 95 to 100 legit players, where some of the teams that are struggling are not going to be able to do that. So the rich will get richer, as we said in that last segment. The hurdle, in general, will be you're recruiting a guy, and maybe a school has decided to stay at 85, but another school is going to give out 105 scholarships. So you're talking to this guy about financial aid and maybe having to pay part of his way, and this other school says, we'll put him on scholarship. That's head coach Bill O'Brien at Boston College. I think that's a hurdle that some of us, Boston College, are going to have to deal with. Let's take a look at number 2 here. It brings an interesting dynamic, said an SEC general manager. It's a lot to digest. It's a good and bad thing. We already went through and set the numbers at each position we thought would be good for the 105. What's going to happen is, for instance, our number for wide receiver is 14. To carry 14 scholarship receivers who are all quality players and continue to make them all happy would be very difficult. What does the 10 to 14 look like? Is number 13 or 14 program guys that would be your typical walk-on developmental player? Or do you sign the best 14 you can and know that there's going to be some anticipated attrition every year because you can't keep 14 receivers happy? And then the next one, when the revenue share, are they going to allow you to do multi-year contracts, the SEC GM said. Can a guy be locked into a 2-year contract to provide a bit more stability from a roster standpoint? Yes, it's 105 scholarship players, but do all 105 have to be part of the revenue share? Or can you say 85 are part of the revenue share, but the next 20 are on scholarship but don't get the revenue share? Bunch of different questions there. Said another Big Ten general manager, I think it's going to be a crapshoot. And I don't disagree. I like simple. I'm a simple man. I don't understand how you can't come up with a simple answer. Maybe that's why they're finding themselves in legal trouble in the first place. They tried to keep it simple, and it's just more complicated. But, boy, this is taking anybody who thought, well, you're going to pay the players. Yeah, well, now you're adding all these different layers, and I don't know about you. It gave me a headache just spending 60 seconds reading that. I'm sure hearing it was more annoying because I was the one reading it. Yeah. But your thoughts in general, Jimmy, you weren't in that last segment. Your thoughts on this? And you pick a headache you want to speak on, or just take it as a whole.
Crapshoot is a very good explanation of what we got going on right now. I remember Greg Sankey at the SEC spring meetings made a comment, we don't need to make any decisions that are going to lead to more lawsuits. I don't know if this will, but what's the purpose of this? Why are you restructuring all this? What's the goal? What's the aim? Why did you have to do it? I don't know the inner workings of why. If you tell me take this system or take the one you had, I take the one they had.
Yes.
I think that's a more simple and a more workable arrangement than what they're doing right now. So I don't know that they've really accomplished a lot. I do think you're going to add more dissension in the ranks of almost every sport that you have.
I think the NFL is a simpler system.
Yes.
Now, and the salary cap isn't easy, but everybody has the same salary cap.
Yes.
This would allow it to where some teams in the NFL can use the cap this way, we'll use the cap that way. To me, it would be easier if they had just said, all right, we're doing divisions, and we're FBF, FC. We got Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, Division 4. We got more divisions now. Division 1, you're giving 105 scholarships, and you're paying everybody, and it's part of the revenue share. If you want to be Division 1, that's the deal. Otherwise, you're Division 2, and you give 85 but 20 walk-ons. Don't bundle them all together.
Yes.
Instead of waiting for the sift to take care of itself, just do it. Get it over with.
Well, and here is something Jimmy said that Sankey said don't want to do anything, it's more lawsuits. I don't think you can avoid lawsuits. I think whatever you do, somebody is going to find an angle to sue it. May not win, but I think this thing will continue to churn itself away through court for a long time. And the precedent has been set that everybody thinks now they'll beat the NCAA. And so everybody's going to think, I'll go get a piece of the NCAA. Why? Because they always win, even if it's not a good case.
Quick, hire the guy that won for Tennessee and who won for everybody
else,
go. Too. Yeah. Tyler, got about 40 seconds.
I now am in full belief that coaching in college football is not for the weak at heart. And we made comments repeatedly. Coaches who have left have gone to the next level. Look, he didn't openly come out and say this, but it's a foregone conclusion. Jay Wright left Villanova college basketball because of what this was going to turn into, and now we're seeing it in football. Guys, I don't think I'd be surprised to see coaches, as much as they're getting paid millions upon millions, this is going to cause careers to come up short, or they want to go to the NFL not to deal with this.
I think you're going to see younger coaches. I think you're going to lose mind power in the college game. I think younger
Yes.
coaches are now going to say, I'd much rather get on the NFL track than on the college track.
Bingo.
I don't want to deal with any of this crap. And we had Justin Hamilton here a couple of years ago, former Virginia Tech defensive coordinator, did a great job on our show. I wish I could outpay the Indianapolis Colts where he is now, but he's been with the Titans, he's been with the Colts. Talking to Justin, that pro game is a whole lot better than the college game. And that was, he wasn't dealing with all this stuff.
Yeah.
You got time off if you're a pro coach.
Yeah.
Where does the time off come if you're a college coach?
It doesn't.
Yeah. And this
Zero.
looks like it's going to be, and for anybody out there saying, well, they make $8 million. Only the head coach makes $8 million. You got a lot of people who don't make anywhere near that, and they're having to work the same kind of hours and do the same kind of craziness. All right, when we come back, cool ideas and good business versus tradition. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on at Neyland Stadium. Their new entertainment district looks fantastic. It is fantastic, brilliant. And I'll tell you why I'm more happy with something the Rose Bowl recently did. I'm an old geezer. I'll explain. Come on back.